Let's talk for a moment about the importance of presentation of your case. Presentation is everything. And we've already talked about the rule of four, which tells us that there's 4 ways to present every aspect of your case: testimony, documentation, photographs, and videotape. We know that videotape's the best way, photographs next, documentation next, and finally testimony. So every aspect of your case, we need to put through this inquiry of, can we prove this aspect of your case through the most important and persuasive means possible. We present every case, with your permission, with a company called The Big Picture. The Big Picture comes in and they digitize all of our evidence and they put it in a computer presentation called PowerPoint. And we show on a big screen, instead of telling the other side and telling the jury about your case, we show your case. It's much more persuasive to do so. It costs several thousands of dollars, as you can understand, to implement this technology, but we certainly think that the cost is far outweighed by the benefit. So we need to talk to you about the rule of four and the presentation, especially with regard to before and after witnesses. What are they? A before and after witness is exactly that. It's a person who knows you before this collision, knows you after this collision, and can best tell a jury how it affects you as a human being. This person has no stake in the lawsuit, has no stake in the outcome. Unlike you, when you get on a stand and you tell the jury how this has affected you, you're also asking for a great deal of money. And juries necessarily should weigh that in determining your credibility, just as they weigh the defendant's credibility in saying that you're not really hurt that badly. They have a stake in that story as well. So what we try to do is bring in 3 or 4 what we call before and after witnesses that again can show the jury through photographs, through documentation, awards, memberships in church or civic organizations, anything that shows that you as a unique human being as to how this injury affects you as a human being when it comes to pain and suffering and loss of the enjoyment of life and mental anguish. Remember that it's very, very important that you do the following. Always tell the truth. We don't suggest that you would consciously do otherwise, but sometimes people don't pay attention. They don't think about the past and say, you know what, I've never had a back injury before, forgetting that 10 or 15 years ago they did have a back injury. The problem is that if we don't know that, we can't present that to the other side in a way that protects your interests, and it makes you look like you're not telling the truth or you're concealing information when truly you're not. But again, once that mistake is made, juries are very, very suspicious of people bringing personal injury actions. So if the defense is successful in making you look sneaky or making you look like you've concealed a fact or not told the truth, it's devastating to a claim. So it's very, very, very important that you answer questions very, very carefully. And if you're ever asked, have you ever had a back problem or ever had a neck problem, ever means ever. And you need to think about that very, very carefully.